All you need is a reason, not 100 reasons, just one. One reason to keep moving forward when everything around you is telling you to stop. One reason to get up in the morning when you'd rather hide under the covers. One reason to take that risk, to show up when it's uncomfortable, to say yes when every muscle in your body is screaming no. A reason is stronger than motivation, stronger than talent, stronger than fear. When you have your why, you can go through hell and keep going. A reason isn't something you borrow. It isn't something someone hands to you. You don't find it in a book or on a podcast. You dig for it. You reach deep down and you uncover it. Your why is the thing that keeps you going after failure, after heartbreak, after rejection, after pain. It's the fire that keeps burning even in the dark. You don't need everything to make sense. You just need your reason. You will not succeed because it's easy. You will succeed because you found a reason that matters more than your excuses. A reason that matters more than being liked. A reason that matters more than comfort. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be noble. It doesn't have to be pretty, but it does have to matter to you. Because when it matters enough, you will change your whole life to chase it. People always talk about discipline like it's a skill, like it's something you can learn in a book. But discipline comes from your why. The stronger your reason, the less you hesitate. You won't need motivation every morning. You won't need a hype song or a caffeine jolt or a crowd cheering you on. Because when your why is strong enough, you show up anyway. No one needs to remind you. The truth is, we all get tired. We all want to quit. But the people who win, the people who build something real, they remember their reason. In the middle of the storm, when it's cold, when it's late, when nobody is watching, they dig back into their why and keep swinging. You only stop when the pain becomes bigger than the reason. So make your reason bigger than the pain. And you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to have every answer. But you do need to know why you're still trying, why you started, why you can't stop now. You need a reason to silence the doubt. A reason that holds steady when everything else shakes. That's your anchor. People will doubt you. That's normal. People will talk. Let them. People will disappear. Let them. You are not doing this for them. You are doing this for the part of you that refuses to settle. You are doing this because there is something inside of you that knows you are made for more. And that reason, whatever it is sacred, guarded. You will have days where you question everything. You will feel stuck. You will feel weak. You will feel broken. But your why will remind you this isn't the end. This is just a test, a fire that sharpens the blade, a hammer that shapes the steel. The weight you carry right now, it's not to crush you, it's to carve you. If you forget everything else, remember this. All you need is a reason, because reasons outlast willpower. They outlast hype. They outlast the crowd. And if you can't find your why, sit in silence, turn off the noise, stop pretending you don't know. You do, you know what matters to you. You know what you're afraid of. You know what keeps you up at night. That's where your reason is hiding. Stop chasing perfection. Stop waiting for the right moment. There's no right time, there's only right now. And if you waste enough of those, you will end up living a life that you don't recognize. You'll end up with a mind full of regrets and a heart full of stories that never got told. You are writing your story right now, and your reason, your why is the pen. When you find your why, you stop making excuses. You stop blaming people. You stop waiting. You stop settling. You start changing. You start acting. You start becoming, and that's the hardest part. Starting, because the minute you start, your old life starts to fade. Your old mindset starts to fight you. The fear will whisper, this isn't you. The pain will say, you're not strong enough. But your why, your reason will rise up and say, keep going, we're not done yet. You think you're stuck. You're not stuck. You're stalled. Because somewhere along the way, you forgot why you started. You forgot what you wanted. You forgot who you said you would become. So remind yourself, write it down, tape it to the wall, tattoo it on your soul. You are not done yet. Everything is built in the moments no one sees. The workouts in silence, the decisions when you're exhausted, the small repeated actions that no one claps for. That's where greatness is forged. That's where your reason matters most, because no one's cheering for you there. No one's posting about you, but you're doing it anyway. Why? Because your reason demands it. Some people want comfort. Some people want approval. You want growth. You want power. You want peace. You want legacy. And none of those things come free. You will have to pay for them in time, sweat, tears, and belief. And when it gets hard, because it will get hard, that's when you remember why you started. And that's when you decide not to give up, not to fold, but to fight, to keep showing up, to become the person who finishes what they started. Stop chasing motivation. Chase meaning stop chasing shortcuts. Chase your soul, because what you're building right now, it matters. Even if nobody claps, even if nobody sees it, one day someone will say, "Thank you for not quitting." One day someone will look at your life and say, "That's what's possible." One day you'll look in the mirror and say, "I'm proud of you." But none of that happens if you don't find your reason. So ask yourself, what's my reason? Why does this matter? What am I willing to suffer for? What would I do even if I had to do it alone? What would I keep fighting for even if I got nothing in return but growth? That's your why, that's your power, that's your engine. Don't wait for someone to give you permission. Don't wait for someone to believe in you. Believe in yourself enough to take the first step and the second and the 10th. Even if your legs are shaking, even if you're scared, you don't need perfect timing. You need a reason that outlasts the fear. This is your life, and it's ticking every second, every day. The clock doesn't pause when you hesitate. You either move toward your why or you drift further away from it. Every choice, every yes, every no, it adds up. Don't waste it. Be the person who decided not to wait. Be the one who looked fear in the face and moved anyway. Be the one who made the hard choices because they were the right ones. Be the one who didn't let excuses win. Be the one who found a reason and let it carry them through hell because you can. You are capable of more than you know. You are stronger than you think, but strength doesn't just appear. You build it, you suffer for it, you earn it, and you earn it by deciding right now that this is not where the story ends. This is where it begins, and your reason is the first word on the page, so don't stop. Don't fold, don't apologize for wanting more. Just go, chase the reason, hold it tight. Let it pull you through the darkness. Let it wake you up in the morning. Let it put you to sleep with pride. Let it build a life you won't want to escape from. Because here's the truth. If you don't find your why, life will assign one to you, and it won't be a good one. It'll be survival, just making it, just getting by. You'll be handed responsibilities you didn't choose. You'll carry burdens that don't mean anything to you. You'll wake up every day to a life you never actually built, just one that happened to you. And deep down, you'll know you traded your purpose for safety. Don't live by accident, live on purpose. The people who change the world aren't the smartest. They're not the fastest. They're not the most gifted. They're the ones who knew why they started and never let that flame go out. The ones who heard the same voices you hear, "It's too late, you're not ready, you'll never make it," and they kept going anyway. That's the only difference. Let other people wait, let them hesitate. Let them scroll their lives away. Let them talk about someday you're not them. You've got something to build. You've got something to prove, not to them, but to yourself. You've got a future self waiting for you, not hoping, waiting, watching, expecting you to move. That future self isn't built by chance. It's built by reason. The world is noisy. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone has advice, but no one else has to live your life. No one else has to carry your regrets. No one else has to live with your choices. So stop outsourcing your life to people who wouldn't even trade places with you. Find your why and protect it like it's your oxygen, because it is. People get lost chasing what other people want. They start building someone else's dream, living someone else's idea of success, and then they wake up one day with everything and they're empty. You know why? Because they never asked why they were chasing it in the first place. That's how you end up running the wrong race. Fast, loud, proud, but wrong. The real flex, knowing who you are and why you're here, that's unshakable. That doesn't break when people walk away. That doesn't fade when the applause stops. That doesn't crumble when you lose, because you're not in it for the trophy. You're in it for the truth. And that truth, your reason, is your compass. Look around, everyone's chasing something. Status, likes, approval, comfort. You're chasing impact, legacy, growth. The quiet pride of knowing you didn't settle. And that path, it's narrow, it's lonely, it's hard, but it's worth it. Because one day, when it's all said and done, you'll know I showed up. I gave everything, I lived like I meant it. You only get one shot at this. One ride, one story, and your reason. It's the plot line. The deeper it is, the better the story. If your reason is shallow, your story will be forgettable. If your reason is real, your story will live forever. The reason you push yourself is not to be better than others. It's to be better than the version of you who gave up too soon. The version who doubted, who played small, who thought maybe someday was a strategy. Every single day you wake up, you get to write a new page, so write it with purpose. People ask, what drives you? The answer should be simple. My reason, I don't need external fuel. I don't need validation. I've got a reason. I've got a mission. That's enough. If I fall, I get back up because the reason is still there. If I fail, I try again because the reason didn't go anywhere. If I lose people along the way, I keep walking because the reason matters more. You can take everything from a person, money, titles, respect, freedom, but you can't take their reason. And if you hold on to it tight enough, you'll always have power. You'll always have direction. You'll always have the will to take the next step. So if you're tired, that's fine, just don't stop. If you're scared, okay, just don't shrink. If you're lost, pause and remember why you started. That's the map. That's the light, that's the fuel, that's the anchor in the storm. That's what separates the ones who keep going from the ones who fold. Your why is personal. No one else has to get it. No one else has to approve. No one else has to understand. It's yours. And if it lights a fire in you, that's all that matters. The world will tell you to be realistic. Screw that. Be unreasonable. Be relentless. Be obsessed with the reason you wake up and move with purpose. Because the world doesn't give success to the people who ask politely. It gives it to the ones who refuse to quit. Your reason is the edge. It's what gets you through late nights. It's what wakes you up early. It's what keeps you studying, training, building, dreaming when others have given up. It's what keeps your head down and your standards high. It's what helps you say no when distractions come calling. Because when you know your reason, you don't waste energy on things that don't matter. People waste years waiting for motivation. You don't have years, you've got now. That's all you ever have, and when you know why you're doing it, now is always enough. Now is powerful. Now is urgent. Now is where you shift the momentum of your entire life. You want a better life. Find a better reason, a reason that scares you a little, a reason that stretches you, a reason that makes your heart beat faster, a reason that keeps whispering, there's more in you, go find it, a reason that makes quitting impossible, a reason that makes you cry when you think about it too long, a reason that humbles you, that silences the noise, that makes your fear look small, that burns hot in your chest when the lights are off and no one's watching. That's the kind of reason you need. Because the hard truth is the days are going to get darker before they get brighter. You'll be tested, you will feel abandoned, you'll question everything, you'll wonder if any of this matters, you'll ask yourself if the sacrifices are worth it. And if you don't have a reason, you'll quit. That's a pattern, no reason, no fuel, no forward. But when you do have a reason, you push past the wall, you make something out of nothing. You show up when you've got nothing left to give. You create momentum with grit alone. And every day that you keep going, your reason grows stronger. It embeds itself in your bones. It becomes a part of who you are. You stop thinking about quitting and start thinking about how to keep going. Every person you admire, the ones who inspire you, who built something real, they all started with a reason. Not a perfect plan, not a perfect setup, a reason. And they held on to it when everything said let go. When the dream looked foolish, when the bank account was empty, when no one was clapping, they remembered why they started. That's what made them unstoppable. You've got that power too, but you've got to stop running from the work. You got to stop acting like time is infinite. It's not. You got to stop pretending that your current level of effort will magically get you to your next level of life. It won't. You've got to choose now to live with purpose. Because drift-in is death, and your why is the only lifeline that will pull you out. Ask yourself what's worth suffering for, because life will make you suffer, that's guaranteed. The only choice you have is what you suffer for. Will you suffer for comfort and end up numb, or suffer for greatness and end up free? Choose greatness, choose a fight. Choose the road that demands something of you, because that's the only road that gives something back. That's the road that reveals your strength. That's the road that exposes your real limits, then dares you to go past them. Your reason is not a slogan. It's not something you post on social media. It's not something you tell other people to impress them. It's what you whisper to yourself when you feel like dying inside. It's what keeps your hands moving when they're shaking. It's what lifts your chin when the weight on your shoulder says drop it all. It is your reason, yours alone. You're not chasing success. You're chasing alignment. Alignment with who you're becoming, with what you know deep down you are capable of. That is the win. That is the prize. Not applause, not money, not trophies. Becoming the person you were born to be, that's a goal, and that's a fight worth bleeding for. Let them laugh, let them mock you, let them doubt. Your reason isn't up for debate. You don't owe anyone proof, just progress. You don't owe them explanations, just results. And even if no one sees it, you will know. You'll know the war you fought every morning. You'll know the demons you defeated every night. You'll know how far you've come, and that knowledge, that's power, that's peace. When the world goes quiet, when everything goes dark and it's just you and your thoughts, what do you hear? Do you hear excuses? Do you hear shame, or do you hear your reason rising above the noise, reminding you that you were never supposed to quit? Every battle you win begins in that moment, that quiet moment, when no one else is watching. When nothing is certain, when it's just you and your why, that's where the real work happens. That's where the real you shows up. That's where transformation begins. You don't need more time. You need more intention. You don't need better conditions, you need a better reason, because once you find that, nothing else matters. Weather doesn't matter, mood doesn't matter, people's opinions don't matter, you're locked in. And the world can't stop a human being locked in on their purpose. So go find it, or remember it, or rebuild it if you have to. But don't keep living without it. Don't keep going through the motions pretending that numb is normal. You are meant to be more, you feel it. You just keep ignoring it. Stop ignoring it. Let it hurt. Let it burn. Let it pull you back to life. All you need is a reason, one real reason, one deep, personal, raw, undeniable why.